I went to art school, every parent's nightmare. I went first to Alfred University in New York State and then to Tyler School of Art in Philadelphia. It taught me history, color theory, but not a lot else.
Just went to art school. That's all I knew. All I knew I wanted to do was just do art. I thought I was going to do 2D, illustration, painting, that kind of printmaking, photo, that kind of thing. But we had to take a sculpture class. So signed up for a couple different ones: ceramics, woodworking, and glass. Glass was probably the hardest class to get into. Everybody wanted to get into glass. So there was, I think, 85 people trying to sign up for glass, and I was one of the 16 that got in.
I was probably about 14 years old, and my parents took me to Seattle, the Museum of Glass there, and I checked it out and I was like, this is sick. I was like, this is crazy. And then for college, I went to a university that happened to have glassblowing, University of Hawaii, and I took a glass class, and then I fell in love and I just kept going at it, and I graduated in December, and then I got a job here, and I've been working here since January.
Really, once you start working in glass, you don't want to stop, or you quit really fast. So it can be a little intimidating and can try your patience, but if you have the patience, then you just want to keep doing it forever.
I like the fact that it's very immediate. However, you have to be 100% present the entire time. So once you pick up that pipe, you can't put it down. As a potter, you can get halfway through, stop it, throw a wet towel over the thing, go have a cup of coffee, come back, finish your pot. Glass blowing, you can't do that. Once you pick it up, you're 100% present all the way through. That has its own challenges. You know, you can get really tired. You can get, you know, it can be heavy. It's an extremely athletic art form. I always tell the audience it's like dancing with a super hot dance partner who will burn you if you screw up.
Just the material itself, I think it's really mind-blowing, just the things you could do with it, and the way you manipulate it is completely different than any other kind of material.
I love it, and you know, I found a good place to do it, and it's been a steady job, which always helps everything. I haven't had to most glass blowers are usually fairly nomadic. They have to work at a place for a few years, move on to something else, move on to somewhere else. So I've been lucky, really lucky to have nice stability, and I've been able to just work every day, you know, 40 hours a week or more, just being in here making things, playing with fire.
It's an art, not a lot of money comes with being an artist. So I would say that's like the number one thing. I think working with people too, you have to like work really well with people when making things, and that's usually a big struggle to find somebody that you work well with, that you get along with.
I would say the biggest challenge is reinventing yourself. You have to reinvent yourself. You have to keep fresh. You have to stay on top of it.
I think when I first started out, it was a big struggle because not only am I a woman, but I'm pretty small and I'm pretty weak, and everyone would, I guess, just like look down upon me as like, oh, she can't help me because she can't like lift anything, she can't do anything. And I guess that made me want to work harder and try to like show that I am just as good as a guy in the industry. And I think I've proved myself pretty well. A lot of people that I went to school with eventually would only want me to help them because I was like stronger than most of the guys and like was able to control the pieces better than some of the guys were. But it's hard being a woman in the industry. I think any kind of industry almost too, all females are looked down upon, that they can't work as hard as guys can.
Just keeping everything going, you know, it's a small business, so you have to, everything depends on sales. So, you know, just being really attentive to everyone that comes in and just working really hard to make sure everyone is happy, everyone that buys things gets something that they love, and everyone that comes in, gets to see a nice show while we're doing everything, you know, having a good day or not. So you can be breaking everything you make all day, but you still have to make it a nice show for everybody.
One of the reasons I really love having my own gallery is I can come up with something I may feel very deeply about, and I can put it out, and I listen. If the public's not going for it, I have to change directions, because, you know, unfortunately, there's this tug of war between money and creativity. So as I said earlier, I like to come in the morning, and oftentimes the left side and the right side of my brain have an argument. You know, because I want to be this creative artist that does all this really cool stuff, you know, but I've got all these bills to pay. And now I've got 7 families that depend on me. See, I don't consider an employee just an employee. I'm responsible for the whole family. So the decisions I make are vital. You know, if I screw up, a whole family gets unemployed, not just a person. And that's a lot. You know, so I try really hard not to screw up.
There's a lot of studios out there that are, it's someone who just wants to be in the studio and just do their work and not deal with people and be able to make stuff and then just take it out and show it somewhere else. Have other people be their face. We have to do everything, and that I think is really good because it helps for people to, you know, meet the artist, see the process, and really, you know, just kind of educate people on the process and the art in general.
Success, I think, has to do with being too stubborn to fail. You know, if you're gonna, you know, hit a rough spot and just go, I don't want to do this anymore, it's too hard. Well, sorry. You know, believe me, there's plenty of tough times. There's plenty of times I go home and I'm wondering if I'm ever even going to be able to make payroll. You know, but you got to tough it through and you have to do it. And everyone gets paid before you. So my check's the first to go. It goes a lot.
Take every opportunity you can. You can't learn anything in glass. You can't be better at making things without making them, and you can't make things without failing a lot, breaking a lot of stuff. So you have to kind of be fearless and be patient and just be willing to do the work and, you know, push through the broken glass and the really ugly glass.
Keep trying, keep sticking with it, and don't give up. Because it's hard, but nothing's that hard if you just keep trying. Practice makes perfect.
Sometimes, you know, I come here every day and it's, you know, oh my God, I'm trying to do this. You know, and it's almost like I've developed blinders, you know. And then I'll bring somebody here in my car who's never been here before. And they see the building and they're just like, wow. And for a moment, the blinders fall off and I get to see it for what it is. It really is pretty cool. You know, sometimes I drive by here at night and I'm like, God, you know, I just can't quite believe I pulled it off. You know, there's a lot of reasons that I really shouldn't have been able to pull it off, but I have been able to pull it off. One of the things I always wanted to do was supply a place where anyone can come and see the craft done for free. And you don't have to match a mortgage payment to get something if you want it. You know, just come on out, relax, enjoy yourself. I don't care if you buy anything. I would prefer someone to come here 30, 40 times and finally leave with something they love than ever feel like the pressure to get anything. You know? It's not about ego. It's not about money. It's about relationships. You know? That's what it's about.